Okay, so today you guys are going to continue working in your weather notebook. You're going to pick up where you left off yesterday. So yesterday you did the explain it. Today you're going to do the next section, that's analyze it. So you are going to start by looking at the diagram of the climate zones in the United States and read the descriptions and take a look at what the map is trying to show us. So the map that's in your notebook looks like this, where you can't see the different colors. So you should see a link that's attached with a map that looks like this, so that you can see the different color coding. So I want you to go ahead and you're going to take some time to look at the map. Notice the different colors and what they represent. So if we look down at the very southern tip of Florida, where Miami is labeled, we can see that that's the only place in the U.S. climate map that has the red color, which corresponds to tropical, wet / dry season. Then you can see that up New York State, where we live, the lower part, the more southern part of New York, is the light color blue, which is humid and continental, meaning a warm summer. And then the dark blue represents humid, continental, and a cooler summer. So you can see the more northern part of New York has a cooler summer, the southern part has a warmer summer, but we have humidity there, okay? Whereas if we were to look somewhere, the gray spots, that's a highland area. The yellow area we can see is a mid-altitude desert. So you can see the different types of climates. Now, if you turn on the page after the map in your notebook, that's where it's going to tell you what these different climate zones mean. Okay, so for example, when we saw this tropical wet dry season, and that was Florida, that was where we saw Miami. It's hot there with wet seasons and also some dry seasons, so it varies. When we looked at New York State was the dark blue, which was this humid continental, or this was the light blue, and this was the dark blue. This is when we looked at New York. So you can see that the southern part of New York, where we live right now, has warm summers and cold, snowy winters. That's pretty accurate. And the more northern part of New York State, up in the Adirondacks, up even near Rochester and stuff, has cooler summers and cold, snowy winters. So the whole state, cold, snowy winters. A little more southern, it's a little warmer in the summer, cooler elsewhere. Okay. And then that yellow part was a mid-altitude desert, or mid-latitude desert, excuse me. So that was this one right here. And you can see there's very little rainfall, cold nights, hot days. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and correspond and look back and forth between the map and the descriptions so you can get an idea of what the different climates are in New York State and Florida and Texas and California and all of the across the U.S. Remember that climate is different than weather. Okay, climate tells us what the typical conditions are going to be in a state, not what it is that minute when I look out the window. So think of it more immediate. Weather is when I look out the window, what is it doing? Is it raining? Oh, my computer went to sleep. Is it rainy? Is it thundering? Is there snow? Is it sunny? Whereas climate is what can we expect over the long haul. If I'm going to move to New York State, what kind of weather can I generally expect to have? If I'm going to move to Texas, what kind of weather can I generally expect to have? Okay? All right, so once you've looked at the map and you've looked at this, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to look at the Analyze It page. There's 2. Okay, so you're going to write something that you observe on the map, what you kind of know about what you've observed from science, and then a conclusion that you can make about climate. Now, notice how big the boxes are. That doesn't mean I'm looking for one word or even one short little 3-word sentence. So you're going to do both charts. So you're going to have 2 different things that you observe, and then what you know about that from science, and a conclusion that you can make related to that about the climate of that certain spot. So maybe something that I observe is that You know, Miami is the only spot that has a tropical climate, something like that. Okay, what I know about it, what do I know that that means, and then what might I conclude about it. Okay, so you're going to do both of those two things after you've looked at the map. And then the very last thing you're going to do is turn back to the Analyze It page that we started on. Okay, so, and you're going to answer this question. Write a conclusion for the following question. How and why does climate vary across our country? Okay, and I want a nice explanation here. Not just because the weather's different, or because it's hot, or IDK. Okay, do your best work. How does the climate vary, and why does it vary? So there's two different parts. How is the climate different in our country, and why is it different in different parts of the country? Why is it hot in Miami? Why is it cooler in New York? How do the climates compare to each other? Okay, so just to recap, you are looking at the map, which you have a color version of that I downloaded. You're going to see what those different colors correspond to and what they tell us about the climate in that area. You're going to fill out this page, write two things, one thing that you observe, what you know from science about it, and a conclusion. Then another one on the second table, same thing, something that you observe when you're looking at the map, what you know about it, what conclusion you can make. And do your very best work, again, not just 1 or 2 word answers. And then you're going to go back to this Analyze page and answer number 4. How and why does climate vary or change across our country? Okay, good luck.